all right, we're coming back with the next two problems. I think this is problem 7 and 8. Okay, that was a long worksheet, so I broke it up into 2 videos. Hey, this is a good time to give a thumbs up, subscribe, and tell your friends. Okay, let's do problem number 7. Hey, Star started a business, online business, selling handmade baskets. All right. Around the world using fair trade practices. Good on you, Star. It cost Star $270 to start their business. Okay, that's important. And they sell each basket for an average rate of $30 per basket. Okay, that's also important. We're going to write a function, p of x, where x is the input and p of x is the output. All right, so the initial amount is $270. But notice that was money that cost Star, right? That was negative money because Star paid that to start the business. All right? Identify the rate of change. This is how Star makes money. Star makes money by selling baskets at $30 per basket. Make sure you use unit of measurement on that, please. Create a function p of x. Okay, that's my output, p of x. Use the information obtained that models the profit Star generates selling baskets. Okay, so it's $30 per basket minus that startup fee, right? So she's got to sell some baskets before she can break even. E, create a table of values. Notice they ask us to create a table of values with 5 inputs and 5 outputs. Oh, also notice this, my people. The model is only valid for 70 baskets. After that, something changes, right? Either she starts selling the baskets for more or less, or she just stops selling them. So let's find out. Okay, what's the minimum number of baskets Star can sell? Well, that's 0. And if she sold 0 baskets, she now has a profit of negative 270. The maximum baskets is 70. So I'm going to go to my calculadora, and I'm going to take my function. I'm going to put 70 in. Woo, Star, let's go. Profit of 1830. Okay, so now I'm just going to pick 3 ordered pairs in the middle, because you always want to find your min and max, always. And then gauge the other 3 based on that. All right, that's important. Now I'm going to input those one at a time. $30 times 20 baskets. Let's see if she starts making a profit. Oh, she does. She does. She's now in the positive. Let's see how much money she has after she's sold 40 baskets. Ooh, 930. And then I have a feeling this one's going to be 1530, but let's find out. $15.30, I correctly guessed. I actually calculated. All right, that's good stuff right there. Is the function continuous or non-continuous? This is non-continuous. Star cannot sell a fraction of a basket. Right? That's what makes it non-continuous. If you can't do a half of something or a quarter of something, that's what makes it non-continuous. These are only whole numbers. Star can sell 1 basket, 2 baskets, 3 baskets, 4 baskets, but not 4.5. Okay, here we go. Now, we're going to come up with some increments here, right? That's important. So profit, we got a lot of ways to go here. Well, baskets sold, let's do that first. I'm going to do increments of 5, so there's 0. Let me show that to you. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and do money, profit. Let's do increments of 5. And then profit is up here. And those are going to be increments of, I think we can get away with 100. All right. So there's 0. There's -1, -2, -3. So I'm going to mark that down real quick. right? Because I know I have to go to negative 270, so that's below the x-axis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Oh, I gotta go a little bit more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, wow, almost ran out of room. Okay, but that's a good use of my graph. So my minimum is 0, negative 270. That's about there, a little over, a little under, well, a little over negative 300. My maximum is going to be 1830 at 70 baskets. So that's going to be about, there's 18. No, there's 18. 30 is about there. Okay, now this is non-continuous, so we're going to go ahead and draw our dashed line. Just right there, be as accurate. Remember, we do not go past the min and max point. There it is. Okay, good move, good move. How much profit did Start earn after selling 49 baskets? Well, I'm going to go ahead and input 49 for X. So 30 times 49 minus 270. That gives me $1,200. Let's go, Star. Okay, if Star generated 750, how much profit or how many baskets did they make? So notice the question is, how many baskets, right? That's the X. So the output becomes 750, and you set that equal to the function rule. And now solve that for X. So add 270 to both sides. I want to solve this for X. That gives me 1,020. Now divide by 30. And that gives me, ooh, I better use my calculator. 1,020 divided by 30. 34 baskets. 34 baskets. Good job, Star. And they did it using fair trade. I like that. I like that. Okay, let's see what the last one looks like. Okay, a student at Churchill High School wants to earn a total of $400 to donate to the local family shelter. Let's go. These people at Churchill High School, they're fantastic. That's the total. All the supplies were donated. They want to make homemade knit hats and knitted gloves. That's to keep people warm. The student will charge $8 per hat. That's a fine price. And $5 per pair of gloves. Again, really good price. Okay. Assign variables. Let's do it. I'm going to let H be hats sold. And I'm going to let G be gloves sold. All right. The rate, the first rate is $8 per hat. The second rate is $5 per glove. All right, and the total is $400. Okay, good job. Let's do it. If 0 hats were sold, well, we got to make a model first. Well, I know that $8 times every hat that was sold plus $5 times every pair of gloves that were sold is going to equal $400. So if I sold 0 hats, that means I divide 400 by 5 to figure out the number of gloves. That's 80. If I sell 0 gloves, right here, then that means this goes to 0 and I only sold hats. Well, how many hats did I sell to earn $400? Well, I take the total and divide it by the rate. That'll tell me how many. 400 divided by 8 is 50. Okay, now I got to pick some values in between. When I pick values for hats, I'm going to pick values that are multiples of 5. So I'm just going to pick, 20, 30, and 40. Okay, let's do it. So I'm going to put in 20 for hats. 8 times 20 plus 5G. That's 160 plus 5G. Subtract 160. That equals 240. Divide by 5. and that's 48. So if I sold 20 hats, 48 gloves. Okay, now let's do 30. So I'm going to do 8 times 30 plus 5G is equal to 400. Remember this, this becomes a 30. All right, multiply those together, you get 240. Subtract 240, you get 160. Divide by 5, you get 32. And then the last one is what happens when you input a 40. Well, 8 times 40 is 320. Right? So here's how I do that using just my thought process. I do 8 times 40. That's 320. I subtract that from the total. The total is 400. So 400 minus 320. That's 80, and now I divide that by the number of gloves, or cost rate per glove. That's 16. Let's go. Okay, let's graph it. Hats is my first axis, my first column, so that's the x-axis. I'm going to do increments of 5. And gloves are this axis. I'm going to do increments of, this is hard to see. I'm going to do increments of 5 here as well. Okay. 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Okay, so that'll cover that. Gloves, I'm going to do 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80. All right, let's plot some points. 0, 80. So if I sell 0 hats, woof, 80 gloves. If I sell 0 gloves, whoosh, 50 hats. This is non-continuous. We already decided that. Oh, we didn't already decide it. Let's decide it now. Because I cannot sell a fraction of a hat or fraction of gloves. So it's non-continuous. I can sell 1 pair of gloves, 1 hat. Right? So these are very specific ordered pairs for solutions. So I'm going to draw a non-continuous graph. So a dashed line. Non-continuous is the same as discrete. Okay, there it is. Beautiful. Okay, how many gloves were sold? If there was a total of 20 hats sold. Hey, I know that. It's on my table. It's right there. 48. 48 pairs. I don't want to use that color. I want to use this color. 48 pairs of gloves. All right, how many hats were sold if there was a total of 32 pairs of gloves? Whoa, how lucky am I getting today? That's on my table too. 30 hats. This is a good day. Is it possible to reach the target of exactly 400 if 24 pairs of gloves were sold? Well, let's find out. This is where my 24 goes. 8H, that's 120. Subtract 120. Divide by 8. Does it go into it evenly? Let's find out. 280 divided by 8. It's got to go into it evenly. It does. 35. Yes. Because this gives a solution that is not a fraction or decimal. They mean the same thing in a way, it's just different form. Okay, kiddos, that's it. That's it. That's good work right there. That's good work. Stay strong. Make sure you take care of yourselves. All right, bye-bye.